Okay.
All right, here we go.
Oh, God. You do sit on the crack.
I do.
I'm going to have to move it over.
That's all right.
Okay.
We got this crack.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Woo!
Good shit.
I can barely see this.
Right. Okay.
All
Ready?
right, yes.
Okay. Hey, all you metal mixers. It's your old pal Gen X and
Doc J.
how you guys doing this Saturday evening? Hope you said well. Well, we're doing okay. It was kind of shitty out, if you ask me.
Yeah,
today.
rain
Oh
all
my
day.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, it was one of those days you just wanted to spend in bed. For reals.
Yes.
I ended up cooking.
Yeah.
I haven't cooked in a very long time. I love cooking, and I finally got my groove back. And
Yeah.
man, I made baked corn. I call it corn fritters, but you know what it is. It's a Pennsylvania thing. This Hoosier can make baked corn like no other. And then I
Yeah.
made I call them salmon croquettes, but it's a salmon fillet with like a stuffing in it. It's like a seafood stuffing.
Yeah.
We had that. Made that, and I've been making up food like a storm and taking care of families, so that's what I do best. So I hope they enjoy my cooking because I like to cook.
You do.
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, you do.
One of my passions. I thought about a cooking channel. You never know with me now. It'd be
There you
the
go.
third channel. Wow. It's called time management.
Yes.
Very smart to have. So, without further ado, let's get into it. We're going to talk about a band that I made mention about before, maybe, but I really enjoy them. This was before Black Label Society. This happens to be Zakk Wylde's band, Pride and Glory.
Yeah.
So, tell me about what you know about Pride and Glory.
Well, I got into Pride and Glory in the mid to late 90s.
Mm-hmm.
My one friend Matt Dunkelberger actually got me into them
Right.
back then, and I was like, oh, so this is what Zakk's doing after Ozzy.
Right. That
Back-
was his band right after Ozzy and before Black Label Society.
Yes.
That consisted of Zakk Wylde, of course, on guitar and lead vocals.
Mm-hmm.
James Lomenzo on bass. Prior
Yes.
to him joining, it was after White Lion, but before Megadeth.
Yep.
And Brian Tichy on drums,
Mm-hmm.
which he's very renowned and sought after. He's been in and out of different various bands, so they're all musicians again.
Yes.
And I had that self-titled. It was in '94. It came out.
Yes, I believe so.
And
yep.
I
94.
and I do remember seeing it in Rip magazine, so I had to run out and buy it.
Yeah.
So it was self-titled. So
And yeah, it was the only release, the only full-length release that they had. They had a couple singles off of it.
Right.
But yeah, that was the only release. And it was released on Geffen Records when it was originally released.
I did not know that. I didn't know it was a major release.
Yeah.
So that's kind of rare for even back then. They were starting to phase out those major releases, especially for they weren't a metal band. They were I would think they would be called more southern rock. Would you
Yeah.
say in that vein?
Yeah, I would say more southern rock. It's got a different vibe, obviously, other than Ozzy or Black Label. So.
Oh, absolutely. Or even Zach Sabbath, his
Yeah,
Black Sabbath tribute band, which
and Leonard Skinhead.
I didn't know that there was one called that.
Yeah,
Okay, is that wasn't that their original name?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
before they turned it over to
Pride and Glory.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. What were some of your favorite tracks off the record?
I can't think of any. I know "Cry for a River" or "Cry Me a River" was.
Yeah, that's
that
one
I
of them
liked.
I got down. I like "Shine On" and I love "Hate Your Guts." I
Yeah.
think those are the three standouts. I know there was a video for one of the songs, and I don't remember which one. I think it was
I think it was
for
the
Cry.
first track, wasn't it? Or maybe it was for "Cry."
I think it was for "Cry Me a River."
Because "Losing Your Mind," I thought maybe there was a video for that. I could be wrong.
I know it was at the very tail end of when Headbangers Ball, I believe, was still on in some form or capacity.
Yeah.
I do remember seeing videos for one of the songs, but I don't remember which one. And they're playing, it's your typical band video, there wasn't really no you know, like back in the 80s where they had the story, you know, around
Yeah.
something, or
Right.
like Cinderella would Shake Me and then it would go into the next video and stuff.
Mhm.
It wasn't one of those type of deals. It was just an actual of them playing, you know, nothing, you know, situated around girls or anything. Zach's never been that type of dude. You know,
No.
Black Label kind of did a little bit of that, but, you know, like Suicide Messiah
Yeah.
was the one that I was like, oh, look at those chicks for
Yeah.
you. You know what I mean? They're on the bikes and everything.
Yeah.
They were not really doing that back then, but those 3 songs to me kind of stood out. Now, was there a Japanese release too that had extra songs on it?
Yes. So 5 years later, in 1999, Spitfire,
Okay,
the next
I'm
record
familiar with
label,
them.
that eventually started putting out Black Label's albums,
Okay,
did a re-release. It was a 2-disc. It was released in Japan, but it was also released in America as well.
okay,
And it came with a second disc that had 5 extra tracks.
okay. What were the track listings, or do you remember?
I
some
know
of them? Weren't they
there's-
covers mostly?
3 of them were covers.
Okay,
Out of the 5 that were on the second disc.
Okay.
There was, let me look at my notes here, The Wizard,
which is a Black
which
Sabbath
is a Black
cover.
Sabbath cover.
And My Time of Dying was the Zeppelin cover.
Yep.
And then
And
Come
Come
Together.
Together was the Beatles.
Okay,
cover.
so they did some of their influences on that.
Yeah.
And I remember Spitfire being a major force in reissues and putting out like different things back then. And I have not seen Spitfire in a very long time.
Yeah.
That was like a major one of the what Frontier and even Metal Blade, you know, and some of the others like we mentioned, Nuclear Blast, Raining Phoenix,
Mhm.
Brave Words is another one, which I believe the new Crimson Glory is on.
Okay.
There's only certain labels that are left that are releasing metal releases, and I think there was one called Hard Rock Candy Records or something that does a lot of the older releases like this.
Okay.
They'll re-release a lot of the older stuff, you know, like Pretty Boy Floyd's Leather Boys with Electric Toys. I'm just giving examples.
Mhm.
Stuff that is harder to find, they'll do stuff like that, but I haven't even seen that in a very long time either. That's
Right.
what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
very... I had that as a... I think I found it secondhand, actually, the Pride and Glory, and I wish I still had it, because it's worth a lot. It was a first issue, too. It was just the regular release. It wasn't the reissue, and that
Right.
thing, I think I picked it up for like $6 or $7 at one of the used record shops or
Okay.
used record CD places,
Yeah.
and those are a dime a dozen anymore. I don't see a lot of too many used CDs anymore unless you go to like a pawn shop, and
Right.
you're lucky if you find it. But if you do have it, you are lucky indeed, because that was before Black Label, and
Mhm.
you could tell the starting of like a Black Label type sound, you know.
Mhm.
I think his sound has kind of evolved though since Pride and Glory. When you
Yeah.
say he's not doing that southern rock anymore, it's more
No, well,
it's more modern, I
well,
guess.
we can cut to when he did his solo project, you know, after Pride and Glory, while he was doing, or no, it was before he started Black Label, then he went solo and just called it Zach Wild. He had Book of Shadows.
Right, that was a little different too.
Yeah.
He's done different stuff.
And I really do like the first Book of Shadows. That has a lot of clean acoustic stuff on it, which I'm a huge fan of that type of
Mhm.
music, you know, mixed with metal. And then in 2016, he finally came out with Book of Shadows 2.
Two, right.
Yeah.
And that was different than Book of Shadows. I had the first Book
Yeah,
of Shadows. I
yeah.
wasn't too impressed with the Book of Shadows too. It was okay to me.
Yeah, I didn't really care for the second one either, but the first one
Was definitely
awesome.
really good.
Yeah.
I got to meet Zach Wild back in 2019. He went out on tour with Alien Weaponry, and I always get their names mixed up.
Mhm.
The Black Dahlia Murder Project. Is that what they're called?
I think
Am
it's
I
just the
right?
Black Dahlia Project. or something
Whatever
like that.
they're
Yeah.
called. Okay, well, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I didn't care for them. I love Alien Weaponry, and I got to meet them as well.
Yeah.
After their set, very, very different band. They do. I thought they were from Australia. I called them Aussies, and their manager said, "No, we're Kiwis," and I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry." But the way that they do things it's in their native tongue, their tribal languages over there.
Okay.
You know, they have the Aborigines in Australia. Well, they have their tribal, and I don't know the name of their original tribes over there, but the band itself sings in their tribal languages of their natives. And it's
That's cool.
really, really interesting. It's
Nice.
very different, but very, very heavy. So Zach took out two. Well, the metal band was mediocre, but I think Alien Weaponry should have played a lot longer. But they're not very well known over here.
Right.
And he usually does it. And I almost got to go see Zach Sabbath, which was my original because I love the Black Sabbath covers that he does.
Right.
But something came up, so I asked to see Black Label, and that's when I drove 5 hours to go see him and meet him up in Illinois near Rockford, Belvedere, Illinois,
Okay.
at one of the venues up there, and it was interesting. And that was 2019. So
Wow.
yeah, so I got to meet Zach, and he's really tall too. I got to hang with them. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool experience. So yeah, any favorite Zach's songs that you could think of or anything?
Not offhand. It's been a while since I listened to
He's
any
done so
of his
much
stuff.
stuff.
Yes.
It would be another episode just to cover even the Black Label Society stuff he's
Yeah.
done, the Ozzy things he's done. I mean, Zach has been around for a very, very long time.
Yes.
And even to see him playing that, you know, we were watching a video earlier of Zach. He's playing that old Gibson, the Randy Rhoads Gibson, the
Mhm.
Flying V with the polka dots.
Polka dots. Yeah.
He always remembers his roots and where he came from. That's the type of guy Zach is. You know, he
Right.
always remembers the fans. He called me sis or sister. He calls everybody brother. You know,
Mhm.
that's just the way that he is. And isn't
Right.
he from Toms River, New Jersey?
I believe that's
Yeah,
where he's from.
He's
yeah.
got that strong Jersey accent, which was funny as hell. Because, you know, me being from the Chicago area, I kind of have that accent. But, man, he's got that accent from New Jersey. I love my Jersey guys, man. They absolutely cool. I always got along with people from New York, New Jersey. A lot of people don't. But being from a big city, you know, you normally can adapt pretty well
Right.
to other individuals. Not always, but for the
Yeah.
most part,
Yeah.
sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes. It is what it is. So
Sure.
I think that's going to wrap up tonight's video. So if you happen
Yeah.
to love Pride and Glory, drop it down in the comments. Let us know what you think of Pride and Glory. Because they
Yeah.
don't get covered too much. They're kind of overlooked, I think. That's just a time in metal that was kind of overlooked because everything was on the underground during that time because, you know, what was ruling the day was that grunge shit. And I just didn't really care for it, and I tried to go underground with a lot of different things.
Mhm.
Metal will always be my way of life. I've been swayed to other forms of music, but in all reality, I'm always going to stay true to what is and will be metal, because heavy metal has always been there for me. I've been through a lot of different things in my life, and you know, metal has always gotten me through some of my best of times and my worst of times.
Mhm.
But I do have other influences, and we'll go into that in another video.
Yeah.
But the only bands I do not like are country bands
Mhm.
and a lot of your rap shit bands. And that's not going to be me. I have to stay true to myself, for myself, by myself.
Yes.
Always.
Always.
Have to put that out sometimes, you know.
Yeah.
But anyways, if you happen to like this video, please give it a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Push that notification bell. Share with anybody who you think might like our wild and crazy content. And subscribe to our channel.
Yes.
I'd like to thank the following, our YouTube subscribers. I always say mine, but I'm used to because I do so many. I've done so many under my belt. I started this channel July 4th, 2025 for those who don't know or are new to this channel. So this channel is almost a year old.
Almost
It rose from the ashes of 5 years.
5 years.
May 5th will be 6 years that this channel is in existence, but it started on July 4th of last year.
Right.
It was just a dream and then it became a reality. So my YouTube subscribers, I like to thank you guys for hanging in there and chiming in when you do.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we appreciate you. We'd also like to thank our Facebookers, our Threaders, and Instagrammers. You know who you are. Remember, we make posts that make you laugh, also to make you think. And last but certainly not least, and I don't know what's going on with TikTok again. It hasn't been updating. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
Because I know more people are watching our videos. I don't know what's going on. My TikTok Around the Clock crew, our rock and rollers, you know who you are. I love you guys. Thank you for chiming into our videos. We really do appreciate it.
Yeah.
I don't know what is going on with TikTok. I really don't. It's just been kind of a weird thing. If you guys happen to know what's going on, please drop it down in the comments. I appreciate it. And I also like to thank my parents for watching. Hey, Mom. How's it going? Chains hanging. Thanks for watching Jamie's channel, and that channel again is
Capcomia Studios.
Yep.
Don't ask me to spell it.
Well, don't spell
We'll throw,
it this time.
we'll throw the thing up here.
We'll throw the thing up there so you can see. It's a little different. That's his channel
Yep.
or our collab now.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it. It's a little different than this channel. It's more of an. How
Right.
would you
Well,
describe it?
We,
Yeah.
I,
Right.
do adventures mostly in PA, but we're going to start adventuring around the Pennsylvania state, Ohio, Maryland, Jersey, New York, perhaps. Just, you know.
Just a little difference. A little bit on my home turf of Indiana because we're going to be heading there in a little while.
Yep.
Maybe even in Michigan a little bit. You know, just to kind of give it a little more of a.
Diverse.
Yeah, you have to stay diverse. You have to stay fresh.
Yeah.
Because if you do the same old, it gets old.
Yeah, it does. And also, I have music videos up for my bands, Frozen
Yeah, what
Mist.
are your bands?
Frozen Mist, which is on hiatus right now. I don't have anything planned right now. It's been on hiatus since 2020. And my solo side project, Dark J.
There you go. There you go. You got to promote and promote.
Promote.
Promote from within. Anyways,
Yes.
always look good, always do good, always do your best, be your best, whatever you do in life. You can't always handle everything. Nobody can. Time is of the essence, and manage your time wisely. That's words to the wise. Take it from me. We've done it, and you can too.
Yes.
2, smell good. Don't be a goddamn rinky-rink skanky skank. Get in the damn shower. Right?
Right.
Right. Yeah, remember the BO lady from the other week? Oh, my God. Yeah,
That was
wow, that was bad.
Yeah.
And it was hot, but God, put some deodorant on. Oh, God. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
And 3, chains hanging.
3.
Haters to the back of the line.
Chains hanging. Haters to the back of the line.
I said it a little too late. I got a little bit ahead of myself,
Yeah,
I
you
think.
did.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it has been.
Till tomorrow's video, guys, we love you. All the best.
Yes.
And we'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.
Cheers.